Welcome back to another Wuthering Ways video. In today's video, we're going to be going over Alto, aka Fartman is what they're calling him in the community. Don't know why, but you could just guess because most of his abilities are misty and he's an arrow type. In this video today, we're going to be going over his auto attacks, his skills, his ultimate attack, and how does his mechanics work and all that. We're going to break it down in this video. So let's just get to it. First, I'm going to go over his Wuthering forte. Now, the only thing is that since this is in beta, like the instructions on how to use him, but I already kind of been using him a little bit, so I kind of understand how he works. And he kind of, I would say, sort of works the same as other gun users. They're primarily almost the same. It's just the abilities are a little different on how you use them, right? So the first one I want to go over is the resonance chain. I always like to go over that because we're going to be building that up as we DPS when we're showcasing. It's called mist cover for the resonance chain. It's called shrouded, go through the mist to become shrouded. So what basically happens is he has a resonance chain at the bottom here. This one's filled up and he gets shrouded in mist when you go through certain abilities that you use with him, right? So what happens is when he goes through it, he becomes kind of like invisible. He becomes a cloud and he starts running around and moving around. You can maneuver and it's fast, right? So what happens is when you have the resonance chain filled and you're done moving around, at the end of it being drained, his bullets spread and they auto attack the enemy, right? That's how his resonance chain is used. Now, to build it up, all you have to do is basically DPS with some auto attacks here and there, some dodges and all that, right? That's how it normally works. We don't have it here. We don't have the auto attack, but it's basically 4 auto attacks, the 4th one being the arrow damage, and it builds up your chain at the same time. There's a heavy attack you hold, you charge, and he does like a big arrow attack damage at the end. You could do the mid-air attack, but I don't ever advise doing that. And you could do also a dodge and then parry kind of attack. He doesn't parry, but you can dodge and then use an arrow attack after the dodge to do some arrow damage as well. His skill, I'm going to talk about it right now. So his resonance skill, basically it's called blink, right? So what happens is you use his E, he creates another form of himself, and what happens is this figure is like a taunt. So basically all the enemies go straight to his cloudy figure and think that's him. So it kind of takes the aggro off of you when you're doing some DPSing, right? But basically it creates a misty figure, inherited part of Alto's HP, which this part I don't understand too much because I guess it's saying inherited part of Alto's HP, but he doesn't lose HP from what I've seen. I don't really understand how this works. I don't know if there's a typo here, but yeah, just to let you know. And it also, when you use it and you go through the little fog, there's like a little aisle thing. You can go through it and he does bullets that auto targets the enemy. We'll be showcasing that later so I can explain into further detail. And then his resonance liberation, which is called Mistful Bloom. So what happens is in his resonance liberation, he creates a thing called, which is the aisle thing I was saying earlier, called Gates of Quandary, right? So what happens is it creates this gate of fog. You go through it and it'll increase the damage of your bullets, your arrow bullets specifically, right? And when you go through it, it auto targets everybody and you can do a bunch of damage and hit a bunch of enemies at the same time, right? So since we went over the actual forte of Alto, let us showcase how he actually works, right? So right now we have Alto right here. I'm gonna do 4 basic auto attacks. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And he basically, I think at the end of that combo, he uses arrow damage, I believe, right? You can do a charge attack as well, and this will be arrow damage too. You can do a mid-air attack, which I don't recommend doing, right? So you can do that. I'm going to show you his skill. When you use his skill, you press E and it creates a figure like that. That's basically him. This is the taunt. The enemies will go straight to him and think, oh, that's the enemy. Let me go fight him really quick. So when you do this, some bullets pop out. As you see, they spread out. Those auto target the enemy when that happens, right? Now, another thing that I want to show you is since we have our Liberance chain filled up completely, I want to show you what happens, what you can do when you do this. And here it says right click. So you need to hold right click when you're moving around to drain this resonance chain, right? And also the way to fill this up is just by doing auto attacks. It fills up at the last part of the combo. So if you see here, I don't know if you can see, when he does that last shot, there's like 4 bullets popping out at the same time. It adds 4, and it does 4 again, but it adds up to 2 to fill up. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 bullets at the end literally fills up 4 bars of your resonance chain. So we're gonna do E, and we're gonna go through it. And you could drain that, and it does it again, right? So it basically does a couple bullets from here, right? And then when you go through it, if your resonance chain is filled up, you can go through it, go through the mist, and it'll drain all this, and it'll do a bunch of auto targeting arrow damage for you, right? And then let me show you the ult. So basically the ult is he has the coolest ult in the game, I'm not gonna lie. He puts on sunglasses, is so freaking cool, right? So you press R, and he does that. He does a big boom. You go through it, and you could ride a mist, right? And you could do it, I think, only once, yeah. So you can only do that once. It's better when you do it with enemies instead of just showcasing it like this. But let's go find some enemies so I can show you exactly how this works. So I have some enemies that are in front of me. We're gonna do some auto attacks to build up this resonance chain. I'm gonna show you exactly how it works. He's not that complicated of a character to use, so I'm gonna break it down very easy for you guys. So we're gonna do some autos. Pay attention to the bottom, right? It already did 3. We're gonna do another one. And now we have the whole resonance chain filled up, right? Now watch what happens when I use my E. Watch, they're gonna focus on the enemy there in the middle, and they're gonna start attacking him. It kind of like tricks them a little bit so you could do more DPSing. We're gonna do it one more time, right? You see how those bullets auto target the enemy? That's what happens when you use your skill. Now look what's gonna happen when I do my E and run through the mist and see what happens, right? We're gonna do this again. I'm gonna run through. We're gonna let it drain, and all these go straight to the enemy, right? So let's get our resin chain filled up again. Let's fill it up again. Right? Okay. Now, you could do this too, but it doesn't work as well, in my opinion. I don't really like it, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a taunt there, right? We have our full resin chains filled. You want to make sure you have that filled before doing your resonance liberation attack, because you want the most damage out of this, right? So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our E to distract them. We're gonna do our R. We're gonna go through this, and it's gonna hit the enemy like insanely crazy, right? So the first auto attacks are honestly they're just physical damage. They're not anything crazy. We're gonna run through it again. He's such a cool character, honestly. Like, just the fact that you can do this whenever you want, right? And he builds up his resin chain really, really fast. Okay, so you could do this very continuously. He's a very simple character to use. He's not very complicated like some other characters that we'll be going over. But all in all, he's a very, very cool character. One shot, boom, awesome. So much fun. He's such a cool character, aka Fart Man. And of course we're hitting really low because we don't have him built, but he's a very, very cool character. Just love that he can do that whenever. So you could only go through that gate only once, dude. So remember that you could only go through it once. Also, just to let you know, one more thing is that when you're doing these attacks, this will fill up your resonance liberation attack a lot faster, because you're hitting the enemy so many times and a multiple amount of times. It makes it easier to fill up. Like, because right now I've been filling it up and it's a very short time to fill up. So let's do this real quick, right? And then we'll go through it, drain it all, boom, and we hit the enemy a couple times there, right? Just love that he still wears the sunglasses even after these attacks, right? So look, right now my resonance liberation is like above halfway, right? So look, let's see how much we can actually get from just doing a little bit of DPSing, right? So we go like this, right? When you do this and drain it all, look how much it fills up. It already fills up, boom, you just go back again. The rotation is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Very, very nice. Very, 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 very cool character. Insanely cool. I would probably say that out of all the characters, he's very simple to use. You know, he doesn't have too too much complication with this kit. It's very just self-explanatory. With that being said, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy Alto's gameplay, aka Fartman, how they call him in the community. Let me know in the comments below who you would like to see next, and let me also know in the comments below if I've missed anything specifically with Alto. Will you be maining him? Would you be using him? And yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more Wuthering Waves content. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.